Hey warrior, you observe your life. I'm now not speaking approximately the way it appears. From outdoor, I'm speaking approximately what it appears like inside your head. The late nights filled with scrolling distractions and quiet frustration. The mornings in which your body is alive, but your spirit continues to be asleep. The constant history noise for your thoughts whispering, you ought to be doing extra. You must be turning into more. That voice isn't always your enemy. That voice is your inner warrior seeking to wake you up. Somewhere along the road, you begged, you lowered your requirements, you compromised, you informed yourself, I'll begin day after today. And now days experienceth. Same. You're no longer damaged. However, you've got been drifting. You've been tolerating mediocrity, like it is every day. But let me be clear. It isn't always regular for a warrior to experience this tender interior. It isn't ever right to hold betraying your elm. It isn't regular to silence or starvation for growth, just to live comfortable. You had been not constructed to merely survive. You were constructed to work pressure into strength, to feel chows, and respond with manipulate, to face an anathless, whilst the world around you panics. That is the stoic manner. That is Aurelius' root. So why does the whole lot sense off? Because weak point has crept in. Not unexpectedly, but slowly inside the shape of laziness, excuses, countless comparison, emotional reactions, overthinking, distractions, and the worst part, you probably were given appropriate editing it. You understand how to look excellent on the floor while drowning in a quiet bottle at the back of your eyes. But a warrior does not keep away from warfare. He wins it, and that begins with one selection, to kill weakness. Now, not suppress it, not run from it, to stand it head on, disclose it, and smash it. So the stronger model of you can finally take the lead. This video isn't always about motivation. It's not approximately hype. It's about a full reset mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And this reset has 3 instructions. Reset your beliefs so you no longer suppose like you, victim or a slave to your emotions. Restart your inner hearth so discipline turns into instinct, no longer effort. Refocus your motive so every motion is aligned with who you are turning into, no longer woe you've been. You're going to research its brutal warrior truths on this video. Each one is based totally on real, ancient information made for struggle-tested minds. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just raw clarity. Each reality will name out a weakness you have, allow development of you, and I'll show you the way. To crush it with silence, motion, and self-mastery. But before we begin, you need to recognize something. Nobody is coming to fix you. Not your dad and mom. Now not your band relationships. No longer a miracle morning recurring or a really perfect plan. It's all on you presently, and it truly is not something to worry. That's something too personal, because if it's all on you, then you may trade everything. You can rewrite your whole tale. You can forestall being a slave for your beyond and start performing like the chief of your future. But simplest in case, you choose the difficult street, the stoic street, the warrior's avenue, and that avenue echoes for silence, manage, self-recognize, and sacrifice. It requires which you prevent blaming and start constructing. That you stop waiting and start moving with or without applause. No extra justifying weak point. No more calling it self-care whilst it's just avoidance. You already know what you want to do. You just haven't been doing it. Why? Because consolation is straightforward. Comfort is addicting. Comfort by no means asks for greater, but comfort never gave you pleasure. Comfort in no way gave you power. Comfort in no way gave you peace, and you comprehend it. So from this moment forward, you stop looking for, you start searching within there. You begin displaying up when it is. You begin preventing like a man was done being average. Waste no greater time arguing approximately what a great man's hold be. Be one Marcus Aurelius. Don't just look at stoicism. Embody it. Walk with calm. Speak with power. Train in silence. Live with subject. Don't watch this like you are watching Game. Watch this like you're literally a pawn on it. No greater speaking, no greater. Let the warrior upward thrust. Music kill emotional reactivity. Number 1. Kill emotional reactivity. Emerge as the attention of the hurricane. If you're disturbed through anything external, the act isn't always because of the aspect itself, however to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. One of the best signs and symptoms of inner wake spot is emotional reactivity. You explode when someone disrespects you. You shut down when matters do not cross your manor. You allow minor frustrations spoil your whole day. This isn't always electricity. This is slavery. A warrior does now not left out of doors global manipulate his he becomes the eye of the hurricane.com, centered, and on top of things, even when chows is everywhere. But let's be honest, most people are emotionally wet. They act like puppets, effortless labeled by way of the strings of evaluations, insults, rejections, and disappointments. Their mood changes based totally on how others deal with them. That's not strength, that's dependence. What does Stoicism educate? It teaches emotional sovereignty. It reminds you that your feelings are you can experience anger and pick, no longer to behave on it. You can feel sadness and nevertheless show up to your cause. You can be harmed without turning into bitter. But how do you construct that? Start with cognizance. When something triggers you, pause. Don't react. Observe. Ask yourself, is that this worth losing my peace over? Practice it, not indifference, however detachment from the concept that you must react. You do not owe anyone your emotion. You owe yourself manage. Remember, storms will continually come. Heartbreak, betrayal, failure, complaint. But if you can master your internal world, the outside world loses its power over you. You don't be you end up unshakable. You do not forget about emotions. You rule them like aching. You do not kill your coronary heart. You to cut your mind to guide it. This is the basis of a reset. Learning Topro, protect your mind like a castle. Let nothing input without your permission. The next time someone attempts to drag you out of individual, take into account who you are. You're not a slave to reactions. You're a warrior who chooses his reaction with electricity and precision. I want you to drop this confirmation inside the feedback. Manage my emotions. Kill the sufferer mentality number. Kill the victim mentality. Take ruthless ownership. Don't go on discussing what a terrific man or woman should be. Just be one. Marcus Aurelius. You can't reset your lifestyles till you forced out blaming others for why it's broken. This can't major weakness you should kill is the sufferer mindset. This is the intellectual sickness that announces it's now not my fault. Bothers the truth. As lengthy as you keep handing out blame, you hand away your. We all have trauma. We all have unfair moments. Absent fathers, betrayals, heartbreaks, disasters. But you don't want to pretend it did nothing. You want to make certain it now not controls your root. Pain is real, however struggling is a desire. Stoicism Stoicism teaches us that what happens to us is not often in our manage. However, what we do with it continually is. You may not be responsible for your wounds. However, you're own 100% liable for your healing. If you need to restart your life like a warrior, you need to shift your mindset from, why did this appear to me, to what am I going to do about it? Most people live caught due to the fact they keep expecting a person else to fix it. Make an apology, give an explanation for, provide closure. Warriors don't wit, they own the entirety. Their emotions, their effects, their future. Look at your life like a battlefield. Are you sitting in the dirt, complaining Gabrielatim, why it's hard? Or are you status up, sword in hand, decided to fight Viet? Even in philosophy, Epictetus, once a slave, taught that the Genoan prison is the mind, and the important thing to freedom is possession. When you ultimate teleprivet, saying I can't, and begin saying, I will, the whole lot modifications. So what is conserving you back right now? You're beyond someone who harm you, worry of failing again. Whatever it's far, personal it, face it. Don't look forward to a savior. Be Theon that rescues yourself. No one is coming, and it really is now not depressing. It's empowering as it method, it is all on you. And it really is in which real transformation starts. You are not a victim of your life. You are the writer, and starting nowadays, you rewrite the. I need you to drop this affirmation in the feedback. I am not a sub. I take complete manipulate of my lifestyles. Kill comfort, dependence, and more. 3. Kill comfort, dependancy. Seek the fireplace that builds you. Just as nature takes every obstacle, each impediment, and works around it, so too are we able to flip each hassle into gasoline. Marcus Aurelius. Weakness grows in discipline grows in soreness. And in case you've been feeling caught, misplaced, or hollow, it's likely due to the fact you have been residing too smooth for too lengthy. Wait-o, not just escape pain anymore. We worship comfort, constant scrolling, junk food, infinite distractions, continually choosing the easy route. And what has that given us? Anxiety, weak spot, regret. You cannot reset your life and keep bowing to consolation at the identical time. You ought to kill your dependency to it. A warrior mindset is familiar with that pain isn't the enemy. It is the engine of evolution. Want readability? Sit in my own without your smartphone. Want power? Wake up whilst you don't experience, adore it. Want peace? Face what you've been avoiding. Comfort tells you you've come. Discipline says you haven't even begun. The Stoics failed to chase luxurious. They practiced voluntary trouble, fasting, bloodless exposure, silence. Not because they enjoyed struggling, but due to the fact they knew power is born through struggle. If you maintain heading off problem, you will by no means increase the mental muscle to deal with actual existence. Every time you select the less difficult road, but each time you select the hard manner, you grow. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be painful, in auto-force development. So the next time you'll feel resistance, don't run, lean in. That resistance is the precise region where your vulnerable self starts to die, and your robust self starts affeveled to upward thrust. Reset your habits. Restart your education. Refocus your pressure. Become the individual who wants the hearth. Due to the fact, fireplace does no truant warriors. It forges them. Kill distraction. Number 4. Kill distraction. Refocus like your life relies upon on it. If you were seeking for tranquility, do much less. Or accurately, do what is critical, which brings a double satisfaction to do less better. Marcus Aurelius. You cannot reset your thoughts if it is constantly You cannot restart your cause if you're pulled in every. You cannot refocus if your attention is being hijacked every 5 mins. One of the maximum unnoticed weakness, this is slowly destroying human beings, is distraction. The modern internationalis, a battlefield of noise, scrolls, pings, updates, endless alternatives, and the casualty, your attention. Stoicism teaches us the art of simplicity, doing most effective with topics, and doing it properly. A Stoic will not waste time on the beside the point. A Stoic sharpens attention like a blade. Why? Because attention is power, and when you scatter it, you lose yourself. Think approximately this. How in many instances have you ever opponed your cell phone to do something simple, handiest to lose 45 minutes in apps, reels, and random browsing? You don't simply lose time, you lose momentum. The mind, like a sword, turns into stupid if it is no longer centered. A distracted mind cannot plan. It cannot replicate. It cannot develop. That show distraction kills goals. It turns warriors into wanderers. If you want to build your attitude like a warrior, you must claim warfare on distraction. Start through cutting the pointless. Clean your virtual area. Silence your notifications. Schedule cognizance blocks. Protect your Don't simply try in cognizance. Train to focus. It's a skill, and its separate test weak from the elite. The Stoic attitude demands readability, and readability simples comes from stillness. You need time to zoom to concentrate to yourself. To ignore daily moves along with your lengthy term imaginative and prescient. Remember, if they are able to thieve your interest, they are able to manage your thoughts, and if they control your mind, they personally your destiny. Stop letting distraction rob you of your focus is your new weapon. Use it like your life relies upon it, as it. I want you to drop this affirmation inside the remarks. I defend me awareness. My future depends on it. Kill excuses. Number 5. Kill excuses. Choose the warrior over the whiner. How long are you going to wait before you demand the satisfactory for yourself? Epictetus. Excuses are the lies we inform ourselves to feel better about not doing the work. They sound affordable, even logical, but in truth, every excuse is a chain that continues, you tied to the weaker model of yourself. Let's be actual. Everyone has motives why they can't. Not sufficient time, now not the proper moment, too tired, too overwhelmed, waiting for motivation, expecting an appropriate plan. But right here's what separates warriors from the rest. They pass besides. The warrior would not watch for the entirety to experience proper. He acts regardless of discomfort, notwithstanding worry, notwithstanding inconvenience, because deep down is aware of each excuse as a choice to stay vulnerable. There's no stoic who they embraced hassle. They did not bitch. They conquered. Even while Epictetus became crippled and enslaved, he didn't say, I cannot. Hetergated on what turned into still in his energy and used it to build intellectual fortitude. Every time you choose an excuse, you delay your reset. You make bigger your struggling. You hold the weaker you. And here's the unpleasant truth. Excuses sense top within the second, but they ruin you ultimately. So, kill the voice in your head that says, I'll start day after today. I'm too tired. It's not truthful. They do not support me. That voice isn't always you. It's your worry pretending to be logical. Don't argue with it. Silence it with motion. Every single day, you are given 2 selections. Be the warrior or be the whiner. One builds, one blames, one commits, You don't want an excellent plan. You want a powerful reason. You do not want the whole lot to make experience. You need the area to start from today. Don't guard your excuses. Destroy them. Show up tired. Show up scared. Show up imperfect. But display up because excuses make you strong. Execution does. I need you to drop this affirmation inside the feedback. I kill excuses. I pick out action over weak point. Kill the concern of failure. Number 6. Kill the worry of failure. Fall. Analyze. Upward. Thrust stronger. The impediment to action advances motion. What stands inside the manner turns into the way. Marcus Aurelius. One of the largest killers of capacities. The worry of failure. Most human beings aren't even dwelling, just tiptoeing via lifestyles, attempting now not to fall. They worry starting something because it would no longer work. They worry attempting because it might harm. But what they do not understand is that inaction is the slowest form of. A stoic warrior does not see failure because they give up. He sees it as gasoline, as remarks, as vital pain that sharpens him. Life's not approximately getting everything proper. It's approximately getting strong sufficient to hold going when matters pass incorrect. Think about what number of opportunities you've allowed slip due to fear. How often you stopped yourself from speak me acting, starting because of what might move. That fear, it is weak spot, whispering on your ear. Kill it. Real electricity isn't always built by using warding off defeat. It's constructed via going through it, falling and refusing to live down. When a warrior fails, he does not lose identification. Hagen's perception. He researched the failure. He becomes smarter, sharper, and greater dangerous the following time. Failure isn't our enemy. Comfort is. Fear isn't that. Avoidance is. Failure will visit you guaranteed. But the query is, will you allow it to define you? Or will you operate it to redecorate you? Every legend you appreciate failed. Marcus Aurelius spelled illness, betrayal, and infinitelis, and nevertheless remained corporation in principle and action. Why? Because the Stoics don't measure themselves through wins. They measure themselves by using how fast they upward push after the fall. Start viewing failure differently. Stop announcing, what if I lose? Start asking, what if I research something that adjustments the whole thing? No more perfectionism. No more take the shot, take the risk, take the leap. And in case you fall, fall with delight. Get up with purpose, and pass like a warrior who refuses to give up. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I upward thrust every time I fall. Kill the want for validation. Number 7. Kill the need for approve yourself first. It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other humans, however care more about their opinion than our personal. Marcus Aurelius. One of the most solent killers of your actual self is the need for validation. You don't realize, but each time you hesitate, overthink, or keep again because of what others would possibly suppose, you give up you abandon your reality. Thuria's direction is lonely because it's no longer built on applause. It's built on the international won't cheer for you. Friends might not apprehend you. Even circle of relatives may also query your vision. That's okay. Warriors do not move for approval. They move for reality. Stoicism teaches this with brutal clarity. You can't manage how others perceive you, but you could control whether or not that notion controls you. And the instant you start shaping your life to be popular is the instant you betray your actual nature. So ask yourself, who are you dwelling for? The version of you that craves likes, approval, compliments, and external rewards will constantly be weak because its identity is constructed on something unstable, other people's opinion. But the version of you that stands tall in silence, that keeps moving without validation, that continuous can string whilst no one's clapping, that modal is risky. That version is. You don't need every person to like hate. You want to like who you're when you're alone. That's the actual checkoff piece. Start by way of doing things for you, no longer to electrify, however to explicit, build insolence, grow in privacy. Let your effects talk so loudly humans don't have any choice but to take. Be aware, even in case you do not care whether they do. Remember this, validation is a drug, and like several drugs, the more you want it, the weaker you turn out to be without it. So detox, withdraw, learn how to stand on your very own foundation, because after you approve yourself, no one else can manage your well-worth. Kill your past identity. Number 8. Kill your beyond identity. Reinvent yourself relentlessly. When the soul suffers what it have to, Thephram learns what it's for. Senica. The most dangerous form of weak point is this perception, which you are who you've always been.